So what, well, I want to talk about your writing house because I'm fascinated about your writing house. But what does your average writing day look like? And maybe also tell us about the writing house.
I've always been really jealous when I hear writers say, well, I get up and I have coffee and then I write from 8 to 11 and then I go in and have a quiche and then I, smoke my pipe and then I do my correspondence and, like their day is just so neat and tidy. And I find that my day is just always a mess of crises. And I don't know why. There's always, don't other people have crises to deal with? You must if you have children.
Sure. What kind of crises are we talking about?
I don't know. Just something breaks or there's, you spill birdseed down the basement stairs. There's just always something you have to deal with. I don't know. Mice. I don't know. So, dog, the dog has to go to the vet and there's car breaks. My speaker has gone out in my computer, all those sorts of things that you have to deal with. I don't have much of a schedule. I guess that's what I'm getting around to saying. By right,
so there's not a firm clock in time. Here I am at the writing house.
No, if I have nothing else going on, I just go out there and I work. I especially like to be there in the morning because the sun comes in the morning and it's lovely and warm. This is northern Minnesota, so that's a plus. But a lot depends on where I am in the writing process too, or what I'm doing. Like I know that you were interested in talking about the business and the writing part of writing. There's like creative writing, and then there's business, or going through copy edits, or making sort of those kinds of decisions. And there's a lot of time spent on both promotion and back in the day when we used to go to schools, a lot of school visits and appearances and things like that you're kind of always juggling, and emails and communicating with people about. So that takes a certain amount of time. It takes a lot of time, actually. So I'm kind of jealous of my writing time. I do try to squeeze it in whenever I can.
And is your family at this point respectful of your writing time? You're out in the writing house. It's time to leave mom alone until it's done? Or?
Yeah, the writing house is really good for that. There's way, way less interruption. My kids are grown now, but thanks to the pandemic, they were home for 5 months. And so, but they are all creative people working too. So it was kind of interesting. The house was just full of this creative energy of people doing their various creative endeavors all over the place. And thankfully, I had my little writing house so I could go out there, because otherwise, it's pretty much constant interruption. Because you're still mom, no matter how old, or dad, no matter how old your kids get. I found that to be true during the pandemic.
So, do you insist that you write every day, or if there's a day where there's multiple crises, you've got school things lined up back in the before time, you've got other things you've got to do on the business side, are you comfortable with, hey, today is just not a writing day, but it's still an author day because I'm doing authorish stuff? Or
yeah, I do. I would like to be able to write every day, but I can't sometimes. And then I just have to sort of give my permission, rather than just feeling frantic or guilty all day that I didn't get any writing done. I just have to say, I got to do this other stuff. So, yeah, no, I'm not. I think there are a lot of writers I know who really make a point of always writing every single day. And I'm not one of them.
Well, it's working out for you. We're gonna get there. You've got 3 books just this year, so it's
Yeah.
it's going fine. But before we do, we got to talk about this writing house.
Oh, yeah.
For folks that are interested, they can go to your website, which is
My name,
margipreus.com.
yeah, Margipreus.
So they can go there, and you've got a lovely tour that you filmed. So we can all marvel in jealousy at your beautiful writing house. I think it started off as a writing closet originally. Is that right?
Oh, well, yeah. When my kids were little, we lived in a little house, and my office was in a closet, a literal closet. And I would shut the door and say, okay, Mom is in her writing office. Don't interrupt unless it's an emergency. And then, 5 minutes later, bang, 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 bang. It's an emergency. I can't find my socks. So all the time they were little, I would say, I wish I had my own little house to go to. And then they grew up, and well, when they were teenagers, we moved into a big house. So now we have a big house. And then one of my youngest kids came home when I was in Japan, actually. And I was doing school visits there right after Part of a Samurai, I think, came out. And he built that while I was in Japan, or he started it anyway. And it was finished when I got back.
Did you know it was going to be there, or was it a total surprise?
No, it was a surprise. Yeah, it was a wonderful surprise. But it was also kind of ironic because now I have a big house and there's nobody in it. And I have all kinds of rooms. But I would say I still recommend, if you can swing it and you have room and you can, find a place and the money to build one, a little house is the best thing ever. Because when I'm out there, I don't think about those dirty dishes in the sink or the closet that needs to be cleaned, or not that I've ever cleaned a closet, really. But sorry. It's just a good thing I have a big house, so I can just keep putting things in other rooms. It's a wonderful way to really go to work and be at work and not be always aware of your household tasks.
Well, I can't imagine that there's a fan of yours out there that would be comfortable with 1 or 2 less books, but you having more cleaner closets.
Yeah. You really have to decide. You have to make some priorities, and sometimes I would like to have a very tidy house, but someone else would have to do it.
Fair enough.